As you all know, we have been getting an awful lot of requests to review the Hornet 160R on PowerDrift, and for good reason. It has helped Honda claw its way back in the 150cc segment after many years. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that this is the best looking 150cc naked that Honda has come up with in a long time. The tank is muscular and chiseled, the exhaust is compact and sporty. At the back you have a chunky 140 section rear tire, and the beautiful LED tail light is, in my opinion, the best of the lot. And complementing this aggressive design is the motor. Now this pumps out the best in class torque and the second highest power figures after the AS150, and this despite this motor adhering to the BS4 norms. You also get pedal disc front and back. In fact, the 276mm front disc is the biggest in class and the only one to be equipped with a Nissan 3-pot caliper. And this is the only bike in the segment to offer CBS. But for a bike which has so many bragging rights, it doesn't get an engine kill switch, and I have no idea why. Nonetheless, this makes for one hell of a brochure, doesn't it? So let's see how all of this translates to on the road. The Hornet really puts Honda's refinement quotient to the test. I mean, as far as the transmissions go, this 5-speed transmission is typical Honda. It's smooth, it's precise, it's a delight to work with. The engine though, is something else. That's because Hondas for me have always been about mid-range, about usable power. And that's not the case with the Hornet because it's been geared really tall. So even though it makes the best in class torque, it doesn't have the mid-range, the oomph of, let's say, the Gixxer. It really comes into its own only after 7,000 RPM. And at that point, it also gets quite loud and uncharacteristically vibey. I mean, the vibes are still less than the Gixxer at full whack, but you can't compare the refinement to, let's say, the FZS. But in terms of character, the brakes live up to the numbers that they crunch. The big disc and the Nissan caliper lend possibly the strongest bite in class. But I'm not too fond of the CBS system because it robs you of your feedback and is also rather intrusive. Another thing which really took me by surprise was just how stiffly sprung the suspension is on the Hornet. I mean, it can make for a rather jarring ride on bad roads. But then again, show the Hornet a set of twisties and you'll have a wide grin on your face. Compounded by these tall and wide handlebars means the Hornet tips into corners really nicely, really easily. And then you have the wide section rear tire, which gives you a lot of composure when the bike is leaned over in a corner. I mean, sure, it doesn't have the front end feel of the Gixxer, nor the sporty ergonomics. But if you put the stickier MRFs from the Gixxer onto this bike, I have a feeling that this will be even more fun in corners. So which bike should you go for? Especially if the top-end Gixxer with the rear disc costs pretty much the same as this bike right here with the CBS, and also share the same fuel economies pretty much. This one definitely looks better, looks bigger, looks brawnier. And if you ask me, I think I'll still go ahead with the Gixxer because I still feel it's the most engaging bike in this segment. I love how it's raw, how it puts its power down, and especially the way it handles. The Hornet is not really very far behind in terms of performance. It in fact has stronger brakes, and if you find a long enough stretch of road, I'm pretty sure it will clock a higher top speed. But the power delivery is not as punchy, it's a lot more linear, and the handling, though really good, it's not up to the same level as the Gixxer. I mean, when you ride these two motorcycles back to back, the Hornet almost feels a lot more civilized, a lot more mature, a lot more laid back. Something which a big chunk of this segment's target audience seems to prefer, especially when you look at the sales figures of these two motorcycles in the last 6 months. So I guess ultimately the choice is yours. How you like your martini, shaken or stirred.